We need to show compassion for animals. We talk about the no-kill. It's wonderful to have a no-kill policy, but in fact, we have a kill policy in the city of Los Angeles, and the fact of the matter is there's a lot of irresponsible pet owners that let their animals run wild in the city, whether it be the valley, east, west, or south. And I know that in South Los Angeles, there's a lot of pit bulls that run around the communities, and that's a hazard to everyone. I think the compassionate way to do this is what you've recommended. Now, I did some research and said, when can a cat or a dog get pregnant? They can do that at 6 months. So we're talking about a 4-month. 4 months to make sure that that animal is not going to populate and then go to the shelter where compassionate city employees, animal services, have to lead these animals and then kill them. I'm sure it hurts the people from animal services that have to do that. That's a sad situation that we as a compassionate society have to remedy. So I'm totally supportive of this. I've been supportive of this, and I will continue to be supportive of this. And it's the compassionate, reasonable thing to do. And all the love and the concern that you folks have and the time you spent to come down here on both sides of the fence. We all want compassion for animals. Now, whether it's 4 months or 6 months or whatever the case may be, we want to show compassion for animals so we don't have to do euthanasia. We don't have to put the animal and the staff through that ordeal. It's tragic to have to do that in a civilized society. Compassion, I'm almost done. But a couple issues, Mr. Boakes, something that you said really disturbed me, and that was that everyone could be exempt from this ordinance. I don't want to see everyone exempt from this ordinance. I want to make sure that this ordinance has some impact and that there's not wiggle room where people can then escape this ordinance and then the ordinance means nothing. But if you respond to that, plus I have a couple more questions. And the other one is, when we talk about a breeder, do we have the definition of a breeder? Is a breeder defined, or could someone come forward and say, I'm a breeder and this is not going to apply to me? The concern, also one more question on spay and neuter. When an animal is released for adoption, is it the policy to spay or neuter that animal when it's adopted in this shelter? If that's done, that's fine.
Yes.
But the other two questions is, if it's so loose that people can escape that, as your comment, I wrote it down, that has to be resolved. And also the issue of how do we define a breeder? If we don't define a breeder, we need to come up with a definition. But again, I totally support this.